Ladies and gentlemen, we are back in a different episode this time, in a new scenery. And today I'm actually joined by the famous Gino Forte.
Hello, Dara's channel. Pleasure to be here. Thank you, Dara.
Of course,
for
Gino,
having me.
yes. Thank you very much for coming on. And yeah, as I mentioned, guys, this is a little bit different today. We're doing a podcast style episode because we actually have some exciting news that we're bringing to the Irish market specifically. But before we dive into that, I just want to give a little bit of intro about both of ourselves. So how our relationship started, kind of how we, how our business relationship started and how we got into the Dubai property market, what our aspirations here and everything. So, Gino, I'll throw it over to you. We actually met in House and House when we first started in the leasing department about coming up to 2 years ago now.
Yeah, I think you're almost 2 years, right? You'll be 2 years like in June.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and then I joined on the 1st or the 3rd of October. So you've like 4 months ahead of me.
Yeah.
Dara was doing marina leasing and I went in doing creek leasing in October. And I think pretty soon after I started, you started doing really, really well, if I remember correctly.
Yeah,
So
I quickly became the top leasing broker in the marina.
it was easy to do as the good leasing brokers were moving to sales, of course. But yeah, no. So I'm going to debunk all the stuff Dara's told you on his channel throughout the last 2 years. But no, all jokes aside, we were in House and House together. Mm-hmm. One of few Irish people in the leasing department, I think.
Yeah.
There was like me, you. There was one other guy who left the month I started, who was
a
in the
couple
marina
people
team.
come and go, but
Yeah. I hope we're not missing anyone saying that, but I don't think we are.
I mean,
Oh no, there was a couple other. Yeah. No, never mind. There was like four or five because John Power was obviously there
exactly,
as well.
yeah.
He started the month before me. But anyway, so obviously just being Irish, we were fucking started talking to each other more.
Mm-hmm.
You started doing very well in marina. I specifically remember you'd done a big deal. Was it like
So I rented the first 3-bed in La Vie.
La Vie, yeah,
which is
yeah,
a brand
yeah.
new building on JBR Beach. It was like 600K. I think I got a 1.2 million 2-year contract,
yeah.
which is pretty sick.
Yeah, that was really, really good. And at the time that like the commission, especially then, was like huge. That was like a big deal. So as like 5 or 6 months into when I started, it came like February and we went separate ways. So you joined Off Plan in House and House, requested by your manager at the time. I remember specifically, he was like starting a team, right?
Yeah.
And he wanted you. And then I left and went to Strata, where we both are now.
Yeah.
So I went and done the secondary market in Strata.
I think it's important to just mention at this point is you had obviously had a big TikTok following coming over to Dubai, and you were coming into House and House with all this kind of fame and whatever, and you actually helped me start off my kind of social media career. I remember you helped me make the thumbnails and stuff for my YouTube videos. I'm not sure if you remember that, actually.
Kind of.
But we kind of both had the same ideas from the offset.
I feel like I told you not to wear your sunglasses in them and you never listened to me.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Well,
we're like
both
2 years later and you still won't take off the fucking sunglasses. They're literally here. So I didn't come in actually with much of a following, but my first day in House and House, I recorded a TikTok and I got 160,000 views.
Massive, yeah.
Which, and I gained like 1,500 followers that on my first day in House and House. So I didn't come in with a whole lot.
Okay, yeah.
But it was like almost.
Then everyone knew about you.
Yeah,
then,
so everyone
like,
knew about me. I was like, well, not everyone sounds very arrogant, but do you know what I mean?
The whole world knew of
yeah.
Gino Forte.
It went well. And then you started your YouTube channel, which you've grown to like 2,000 subscribers in like less than a year or just over a year.
Yeah.
What
Year
is
and
it?
a half, like.
Yeah. So like it was really quick. Because you hit the 1,000 mark really quick, I remember.
Yeah.
And but yeah, so we both like were on a similar route. We had a similar idea, albeit we're like very, very different. So even right now, like Dara's like fully suited up and I'm more casual, even though I thought we agreed we were doing going
On
casual.
James Bond, mate.
Yeah. So we like work very differently. And even the way like we conduct business is very different, which works quite well because when it comes to a project, we can bounce off each other pretty easily because we look at it from two completely different angles.
Absolutely.
So like I rang you yesterday about Rove Marina, which you've sold like 4 units in?
2 or 3, yeah.
4.
We'll say 4.
We'll call it 4, sounds better. But like I rang you because I wasn't familiar with it. I sold the Rove Business Bay, and obviously you were able to like give me like an insight, and some of the stuff you said is stuff that I never think to say in in a pitch. So like I think we work really well on that side of things with each
Yeah,
other.
I think I'm very like tactical and analytical in my approach, like knowing the key selling points, knowing the data behind everything, where you're much more probably personable with people. I'd probably give you that. Like you're friendly, easier to chat to people. So I think we bounce off each other quite well.
And I think it works quite well, especially when we're comparing things, because we give complete different insights to it. But yeah, anyway, so back to what we were doing. You went to House and House off plan, had a really good year.
One off-plan newcomer of the year, actually.
Yeah.
So I started in March, and then at the Christmas Awards was awarded that for building a lot, maintaining the values, and working hard. So
Yes. And I went to Creek Secondary Sales and had a mediocre year, I would say.
that's all right.
It was
We're all
okay,
on our own journey.
Yeah. And then I moved to off plan in January this year in Strata. So working, the main thing was I wanted to work for our now boss Gino, because I felt like he someone I could learn a lot from. I also wanted to be in off plan because most of my clients generated by my own socials were gearing towards investments rather than somewhere to live. And I think even though, as you said, I'm personable, I'm not very much like family and kids trying to decide if they want the sun coming in this window or this window kind of personable. I'm more so like, tell me your story and what you want to achieve and how you've got here. Like just a different kind, I think a different kind of person I appeal to basically. Like, so off plan made a lot of sense for me. I've had a record breaking
Come on.
Q1, and Q2 is off to a fairly decent start for both of us. We've both had a good month, April. So yeah, and I think it's oh yeah, you obviously came to Strata. Yeah, sorry, that's where I was going with that. So when did you join?
I joined Strata in March this year.
March. So yeah, you're watching. This is your second month. You just finished,
Exactly. Yeah. So I think this is probably a good point then to speak about the new build team, like the new off-plan team in Strata, and what Strata means in the Dubai
We should probably
real estate
stop calling
market.
it off-plan because Gino Cross will get upset. So when we're going to start saying new build, because that's what Strata call their traditionally known as off-plan team.
I don't know if I'm going to ever get behind that because you always just have to explain yourself.
But we're Strata new build team. Yeah,
Yes.
that's what it means. So so new team started towards the end of last year, but officially started in January. Brand new offices, headed by Gino Cross, who's I don't know what, top 4 EMAR sales agents or something like that ever. So yeah, obviously like really in really good hands. You came over in March and had a flying start.
Yeah, and just on Strata, for people that don't know, they're a new company to the Dubai real estate market in a certain sense. I believe they're 3 to 4 years.
3 years old, yeah.
3 years old. What's amazing to me is that last year they won the best newcomer agency of the year, the award at the Bayou Property Awards. It's like the biggest property awards in Dubai. And then this year they won #1 agency in all of Dubai.
Yeah, and #1, we got best broker.
Best broker as well,
So
best agent, Christy.
Christy is our team leader for new build, and she got best broker of the year, top agent, whatever it's called, in her first ever year in real estate as well.
That's
which is
insane.
just crazy.
Yeah, that's insane.
Nuts. Yeah.
So yeah, that's why it made a lot of sense for me to join Strata, because we're in, and we'll speak later about the Dubai property market, but we're in one of the fastest growing real estate markets in the world, fastest growing cities, economies in the world. It just makes sense. And then you see this fastest growing real estate company that really gets social media marketing. It gets the kind of environment that it's trying to push with Strata Fast as well, the fitness, everything involved. It's just a really exciting industry, company, and then the new build team all together makes a lot of sense.
Everything just added up. It made loads of sense. Like the Strata Fast is something they implemented towards the end of last year, I think. I can't remember when Mel started. I feel like it was October, November. Obviously, you're not going to know, but I think it was around then. We were doing a bit anyway. We had like run clubs, fight club, and then the odd like event here and there. But then Mel came in, took it to another level. So she does like one-on-one like mental coaching with people. If people are struggling, you're having a few bad months, she'll take that on. So they've really taken in like brokers' mindsets into consideration. So if you're doing bad, it's not like, right, okay, fuck off. It's okay, like, what's going wrong? Are you doing this? Have you done your calls? Have you done your meetings? Have you done exercise? Are you eating right? All that kind of stuff, which Mel is like completely taken on board. She has like classes running like sometimes twice a day, morning and evening, breath work, meditation, Pilates, High Rocks. Like half the team did a High Rocks event in Sharjah last month. We have like.
Did you do it?
No. Well, you can see I have not taken enough. I have not taken enough consideration into Strata Fast, which I am going to fix this year.
But it's there for people to use.
It's there for people to utilize all the time.
Like
Connor, who just joined, Connor Humphreys, he ran like 100 kilometers the other day around Dubai Hills Park, which is not just like 50 laps of a park. And he's, I don't know if you've seen, but he's ran 100 kilometers in the last 3 days as well.
Yeah, he's doing that like 10K challenge.
He's doing like 10K challenge for Nike on the beach.
It's like run as many 10Ks as you can in 10 days.
And he's doing 2 a day at the minute. He done 3 one of the days. It's absolutely bizarre. But anyway, so we've got all these people around us, plus everyone's performing. Like our agents billing per month is like around 80%, which is huge, because some big companies it would be like 50% or less. So I just think we're in a really good environment. We're in what I would consider by far the best real estate company in Dubai.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, without a doubt. In regards to like the people above us, so we've obviously got the directors, so you've Gary, Che and Gino, all notable in their own rights for all different things. And they all together, if one of them were to leave, they'd panic. They all do such important roles. Then we've Nathan and George, who are like our management. Again, 2 really successful agents in their own right. Associate directors, senior associates, and then the associates. So like we've loads of people to speak to, loads of people to bounce off, loads of people to work with. So I just think we're in an absolutely the best possible position we could be in coming into 2025. Well, I suppose we're Q2 now, but yeah, I don't think we could have chosen a better route. Which I think leads us to what basically we're here to talk about for the most part. So this sounds like a bit of a brag, but it's something that makes sense to say. So since December, in December I sold to an Irish person. In January I sold to 2 Irish people. In February I sold to 1 Irish person. In March I sold to 1 Irish person. And then in April this month I've sold to 2 Irish people. Only one of them was a repeat. So one of the ones this month and the one in December was a repeat client. Everyone else was a brand new client, all Irish passports, which just goes to show to me there's clearly interest.
Massive demand, yeah.
Massive demand in Irish people who have money and they're looking to basically, what do we do with it? Where do we invest it?
And you're the best Irish real estate agent in Dubai as well.
Yes.
I'm giving that to you.
I don't think that's true, but let's run with it anyway.
Yeah,
I'm definitely...
I actually haven't sold to any Irish people, but a lot of them come through your social media. And I want to give that kudos to you. And that's the kind of funnel that people are kind of learning about Dubai real estate now, is generally through your TikTok. So I give you a lot of credit for that. And then that's kind of where we see that initial interest. But let's go and expand this to more than just people that are on TikTok and Instagram. And let's go and do a roadshow.
Yeah. So we're coming to Dublin on July 5th.
Yes, correct.
Yeah,
Saturday, July 5th.
We're going to be in Ballsbridge Hotel.
Herbert Park Hotel in Ballsbridge.
Herbert Park Hotel, Ballsbridge. We're going to do a full day event, more or less. We're announcing it now so people can prepare to come. It's going to be a more or less free event. It's going to be €1. I think we've agreed on that.
Yes.
Just for a bit of commitment, because we can't have people just buying up tickets and then not showing up. So any sort of commitment is going to be a €1 event. We're going to have an intro into the Dubai market, an intro into the Irish, being an Irish person buying in Dubai, implications when it comes to tax, looking at residencies, looking at the legal side of things, which will be a little bit boring, but we'll stuff it in, make it as exciting as we can. Talk about projects, give opportunities for questions, because albeit I've sold to a few Irish people this year, I've sat a lot of meetings. And even today, I have meetings tomorrow with Irish people that are on holidays. I had an Irish person today reach out to me who bought 4 off plans in the Mac last week, but didn't, not off me, but off somebody. And he messaged me like, "Oh, what do you think of this?" And I was like, "Oh, wow. Wish you told me you were doing that." But yeah, no, so it's just like, and I'm not saying, sorry, that sounded like they were bad projects. They weren't. It was Safa. It was a nice project. But I just wish you bought them off me, obviously. But yeah, so there's clearly a demand. And I think coming to Ireland, bringing the information to people's front door, getting to meet both of us, two different complete strategies, two different complete ways of working. Someone will like Dara's way of working a lot more than they like my way of working. Like Dara's like fully qualified economist.
So yeah, I studied economics and finance at UCD, which is close enough to Ballsbridge. And you studied
fuck all.
Car sales.
Yeah. I done car sales for 7 years. Not in Clonmel. I never in Clonmel. In Cork and Waterford. But like, we're completely two different backgrounds, two completely different ways of looking at things. And I think joining us together, we will both be your agent on that day. And we will both be your broker. You'll sit down with both of us or one of us, and the next one, whatever it is, we will give you every insight we can, show you how to basically start investing in a market that is performing far beyond any other market ever has. I think that's fair to say.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and the opportunities are endless. We'll talk to you all about interest-free payment plans, so you don't need to do mortgages. We'll talk to you about rental yields. We'll talk to you about everyone's favorite flipping. We'll talk about absolutely everything. We'll talk about Dubai lifestyle in general, like what it's like here. We're going to talk about safety, you name it. Anything people want to know, any questions they have, I believe we're going to have covered that day. And then some beer after. If you'd like.
Yeah. If I could give just people like an idea of what the day will look like. So like we're going to run it from early in the morning around 10 a.m. We're going to kick off. Gino's probably mentioned most things that we're going to cover. Dubai real estate market, what makes it so attractive, what are the best projects, what are the government plans here. We'll maybe show certain projects, but we really like to work individually on what your strategy is to really find what's the best project for you. We'll go over tax implications, all that. We'll break, have some coffee, tea, pastries. And yeah, this is mainly just an informational session because, as you said, there's a lot of people that are interested about Dubai real estate market right now. But one of the main concerns I see in the Dubai real estate market is that it can be difficult to understand what's a good project and what's a bad project and who to trust. Because although we're seeing massive growth in the Dubai real estate market, the fastest growing over the last 4 years, there's certain projects and areas which were launched 4 years ago in off-plan that are now selling for below what they did last year. So this is still an infantile market where you must be doing your due diligence on the quality of the developer, the economic viability of each location. I know I'm getting a bit nerdy now and technical, but doing proper analysis and due diligence on the projects for each investor is very important. So we're going to try bring that clarity and kind of, putting our reputation on the line, not just selling a lot of the crap that is out there. I think that's really important.
Yeah, and I think as well, something to note, coming back to Ireland, I think is actually a big deal in the sense of, at the end of the day, when we're in Dubai, it's very easy to be in Dubai, be Gino and Dara. Nobody really knows us, do you know what I mean? We can come, we can sell a few things. But us taking it back to Ireland shows how, firstly, serious we are about it. Because at the end of the day, both our families have built their entire life in Ireland, so we do have like names to uphold. Do you know what I mean? It's not like we're in eight hours away and we're like, oh, we can just like sell some shit and bounce with some commission. That's not what we're doing. We're coming to Ireland, we're taking on people. Some of them will be friends of ours, some of them will be family members, some hopefully a lot of you guys, people from school, sports teams. Like, we're going to be selling to people we personally know. The projects we sell, and we're specific. I can't talk about it on a podcast. We can't like dismiss a developer because it's wrong. But on that day, we will tell you, okay, this shit, this good. And generally speaking, I would only advise someone to buy something that I will buy myself or would buy myself.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Just because I can't afford to buy it. Do you know what I mean? It's like, yeah, okay, people, because I said that before on TikTok, were like, well, then buy it. It's like, what am I going to do? Buy every project that makes sense? Do you know what I mean? I can't. But I think it's just, as you said, every person's going to be different. I do think personally we're actually going to end up having maybe 1 or 2 projects that fit a lot of the bill when we're there on the day. Because,
Absolutely,
yeah, because
yeah,
I feel like everyone will have a similar like background. They'll have a similar idea, but the main thing is just showing the market what's available, because it's so different. It's so different to buying in Ireland. I've bought 2 properties in the past in Ireland. Firstly, the process, the legal fees, the type of property you purchase, the things you have to consider. Like you don't go down the road in Clonmel, where I'm from, think, oh, that's a nice apartment. I wonder who the developer was. Do you know what I mean? I can't name a single Irish developer. I can name construction companies from my local area, but a developer, I can't name any. And it's just something that's so unique. Area is unique here.
Yeah.
Like,
I think on that point, but there's regulation as to how good developers need to be in Ireland. There's construction standards that this city has been there for, like Ireland has been, you know, it's 1,000 years old, like Dublin's like 100 years old. So the quality of construction is very high, which when you come to Dubai, you might not.
100 years old.
Is it?
Surely way more than that.
What?
100.
Well, I'm just saying, like, the buildings that are there now, some of them.
My granddad's like 97, and I'm sure he was born in Dublin.
No, it started 100 years ago. But you get my point.
Yeah, no, I'm only
the quality of construction in Ireland is very high across the board. But over here in Dubai, unfortunately, that's not the case. You have a lot of first-time developers coming to the market, and that's where kind of one of the common pitfalls would be. So
yeah, and also like what I've noticed from my clients in Ireland, especially, what I noticed, every meeting they'd come to me and they'd be like, "Oh, what about this developer?" And I'm like, "How have you heard of that developer?" And I found that like multiple people would come with these same like random developers that I would never sell
here in Dubai.
Yeah, so the Irish people would ask me about a UAE developer that I would never sell, and I'm like, "How have you heard of them?"
Okay,
like you haven't heard of Emar or the Mac or Morass, but you've heard of X.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
This is a really big point of that. Like, if I could expand on it, I tell this to all my clients, and some people are confused by that. Like, why do I know of this one and not the best ones? In Dubai, we have like 60 to 70% of the market is off-plan transactions. So it's not ready properties. So all the developers that want to make as much money as possible, they're looking at the off-plan market. Now, for them to make as much money as possible, they have 2 choices. Either they go invest their budget into the best construction and engineering and contractors and architects, which we hope they do. But unfortunately, a lot of them will invest most of their budget into sales and marketing, especially on international investors.
Exactly what I was going to say.
Exactly. Yeah. So like advertisements in Ireland, in Canada, US, wherever, where people aren't coming to Dubai, they're not here on the ground. They're trying to pull the wool over their eyes, essentially. Yeah. So even some of my clients have told me, like, when they come on the airplane to Dubai, advertisements on the airplane. When they go to the mall, it's the developers that are in your face as soon as you get there. That's generally a red flag. Not to say all of them are terrible.
No, they're not all terrible. Yeah,
some companies have to do sales and marketing, but that's just something to look out on. We can find amazing boutique developers that are honestly crap at sales and marketing, but they've hired the best contractor that are working with Emar, Ellington. They're hiring the best architects. And just having that guidance. So
and that's
careful of the sales and marketing.
Yeah, and that's basically what happens. So they'd come to me with like, "Well, look at this," and they'll show me like flying cars and a big water, and I'm like, "Oh, it's like yeah, here," and they'll show them the real picture, and it is like, so that's a genuine concern. So that's what we're there to debunk. Mm-hmm. I think, again, we can't do it on YouTube, and I haven't actually said this yet. I just came up with it right now, but I think a good idea would be: have you ever seen them rating videos?
Yeah.
And people do them on TikTok, but they're not genuine. I think doing something like that for on the day, showing people like, okay, Emar here, Nakhil here, Danube here, Ellington here. Do you know what I mean? Like doing that.
Which one's good? Which one's not?
And actually giving genuine breakdown to all of them. Because don't get me wrong, just because something's not in the excellent doesn't mean it's not a good purchase. But if something's in the crap, it's just avoid at all costs. And they'll reel you in with amazing payment plans and all these amazing marketing, but like sometimes if it's too good to be true, it probably is too good to be true. So I'm really, really looking forward to that day. We will obviously be announcing more and more about it. We're not in the early stages, it's booked. It is happening. But I think like maybe we might try, like we don't know definitely what bar we're gonna go to afterwards. I think you kind of know, don't you?
The Bridge Bar.
Yeah, but we haven't contacted them. Do you know what I mean? So like, there'll be a bit. I think there's an Irish rugby game.
Irish rugby
Yeah,
versus
yeah, yeah.
Georgia. Massive game. Massive rugby fan over here.
I don't think it's that big a game. I don't think either of us know. But nonetheless, we're gonna make a day out of it.
We're just coming back, give an informational session. Of course, like we want to sell, but we're greatly aware that 90% of the people, 99 maybe, won't sell. We're coming back to give high quality information to guide people that might buy in a year or two to avoid things.
I think that's a thing to note. Neither of us are pushy.
Yeah,
You're not going to come in there and be like leaving, writing a check and thinking, oh my God, what just happened? It's not going to be like that.
Yeah.
Like, it's going to be, for the most part, a networking event with information from us, chances to sit down and actually ask us one-on-one questions, talk to other people. Like, the other people there are going to be
investors,
bounce off them. They're going to be investors.
Yeah.
They're going to be people thinking. You never know. You might meet a business partner there. I don't know. Like, do you know what I mean? It's going to be. I think anyone who's going to bother to show up. Hence why we have the €1 ticket, which we may or may not do. I think we're going to do. We'll see the logistics of it, but it's just to get a little bit of commitment out of people. Like, I've spoken to multiple people that are coming, and they're coming from all walks of life. Car dealership owners, butchers, a DJ I was speaking to the other day.
Come on.
So like, there's
Tell him
people
to bring his decks.
yeah. So there's people coming from all sorts of walks of life because everyone has money. Well, no, geez, that was very. Not everyone has money.
Everyone
obviously.
has boatloads of cash to spend on Dubai real estate.
But
Come
you know what I
on
mean?
down.
Like, money can be made in all different facets. So like, the interest we're having is coming from all different places. Like, I've sat meetings with people that work for Google this week in Dublin. I've sat meetings with doctors. Sat meetings with people who just do crypto. Sat all sorts of people in the last few weeks, all based in Ireland. So like,
you're very busy.
I'm super busy. It's the busiest I've ever been in my whole life this year, which is great. Really, really good.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Should we do a piece on why Dubai?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. So like, I guess you kind of have a little spiel already if you want to start it off.
Do I?
I guess so. You looked like you had something to say.
Well, I guess, like, and we're going to go through everything, I guess, on the day. Like, I think we can cut this part out, but I'm genuinely asking you, like, should we do, like, a
Oh, sorry. Yeah, do.
10 to 15 minute piece on
Yeah,
why Dubai?
absolutely,
Like?
yeah. We don't even need to cut that out. Yeah, just leave it in. It's raw. You know what? So basically, look, when you're deciding to purchase somewhere, there's things you have to consider. So you have to consider, am I going to make money? Is it going to be a safe investment? How much money am I going to make? And what are the benefits of that purchase? So, for example, I, for one, like, a lot of agents in Dubai will actually shit on purchasing outside of Dubai, which I don't personally agree with. Like, I own property in Ireland, and I actually quite like my property in Ireland, and I feel like it's a good purchase. And I thought of selling it when the roof caved in, but like, it's just like, you get upset.
But you can get high yields in Ireland as well. So
you get
like,
high yields in Ireland.
Different investors,
yeah,
and
yeah,
different strategies.
different investors, different strategies. I think one huge benefit to Dubai is obviously tax. So, breaking into that a little bit, it won't suit everyone. So some of the people who have invested with me recently from Ireland have become residents here. Now, the golden visa is something that we're going to be talking a lot about to these people in Ireland. And the golden visa, basically, you are entitled to once you have a property worth 2 million dirhams or above, which is €500,000, give or take. And the golden visa entitles you to having your tax residency here without living here. You have to visit, I think, once every 6 months. Be in the country once every 6 months.
But to fully avail of that, you have to get rid of your Irish tax residency.
Yeah,
just to be clear to people.
Yeah. So you have to get you have to get rid of your Irish tax residency, which I think means you can only spend 90 days in Ireland per year.
Yeah.
If
It's something like that. It's like 3 or 6 months. Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll figure that out exactly on the day. So you kind of have to be maybe retired or have an online business where you're able to move around a little bit. So, like, Dubai isn't a place where you're going to want to visit once every 6 months anyway. You're probably going to want to spend like somewhere November to February here anyway. I imagine if you're Irish, probably go home for Christmas, come back here for another bit, spend some of the summer in Ireland, and you'll work it out like that. But the tax benefits obviously are huge. There's no capital gains tax. There's no inheritance tax. There's no income tax. There's no... Yeah, those are the three ones, right? So there is some taxes here. So you've got obviously VAT, 5%, and you've got corporation tax, 9%, which are irrelevant to what we're selling, but notable nonetheless. And there's also other visas you can get. You don't need to spend that much money to get visas here, but it is the best one. Is that fair to say?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then Dubai, obviously, like, I feel like I'm yapping a lot. Do you want to say anything, or will I keep going?
Yeah, well, I actually get very passionate about why Dubai. I think like all the tax reasons, the sunshine, the lifestyle is things that everyone like harps on about,
Yeah.
and it's all true, but it's
Yeah.
easy to say. The thing I genuinely get the most passionate about is we are literally building the fastest growing city and economy to ever exist, like in human civilization, which is just bonkers to me. Like in 20 years, it's literally gone from a desert to one of the top international cities in the world. And when we analyze and we look at the price per square foot of Dubai and compare it to major cities in the world, like London, Hong Kong, Singapore, Paris, Munich, wherever, it's still like 2 to 5 times as cheap to buy in Dubai right now as at all these top international cities.
Yeah.
So the value here is crazy. And then I guess like if you're an Irish investor, I might invest in Ireland or I might invest in Dubai. Yeah, you can get good rental yields in Ireland, but I think one of the most amazing things about Dubai to me is the leadership and the stability here in the Gulf region. So we have Sheikh Mohammed, who basically operates this city as a CEO. He is operating the city as a business. We have a 20-year vision, we have a 100-year vision, and they're achieving things every single month, going as fast as possible. So even just in April this month, I don't know if you knew this, but on the 1st of April, DIFC made regulatory changes, which made it easier for hedge funds to open up.
DIFC is the financial center in Dubai.
Yes.
Just in case you didn't know that. Yeah.
Exactly, yeah. Dubai International Financial Center. On 1st of April, they made those regulatory changes. And then 2 weeks later, we had 2 of the biggest hedge funds in the world actually set up operations in Dubai. So we had Blue Crest from London, Michael Platt, he's an English billionaire. And then RV Capital from Singapore setting up hedge funds here.
And
so
did Blackstone set up in Abu Dhabi, or is that?
Blackstone are set up in Abu Dhabi.
Yeah.
There's JP Morgan are set up in Abu Dhabi. So we just have all of these massive financial institutions moving to Dubai and Abu Dhabi at light speed. Can you imagine, like 2 weeks ago, that regulatory change was made, and then 2 weeks later, hedge funds are moving here.
Yeah.
We are operating at a speed that no other city in the world can keep up with, and it's stable. There's no arguments back and forth. I know there's political instability in Ireland, in Europe. We won't delve into that too much, but if you want to invest in somewhere which clearly has a good vision for the future that everyone's behind, and each month they're just ticking off shit and just making stuff happen, I think this is the place to be.
Yeah. And on that note, then, this is why this is perfect, by the way, because I never would have told anyone that. So do you know what I mean? This is why it's so good to have us both, because I never ever would have told you that. Ever.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that. Do you know what I mean? Like, and this is why he's wearing a suit and tie and I'm wearing a t-shirt. But
I'll speak to the financiers, you speak to the butchers.
whoa.
It's just a joke.
But anyway, as well as that, last year 170,000 new residents registered in the UAE, and only 21,000 or 28,000 new units handed over.
Yeah, it was like 30,000. So
Yeah, I think maybe 28 then is the
Yeah,
number.
yeah.
Yeah. So like 170,000 new residents, 28,000 handed over. Over the next, by 2029, I think it's something like 900,000 units are going to hand over between apartments, villas, townhouses, and commercial spaces. And only less than 15% of those are going to be townhouses, and
Correct.
less than 2% are going to be villas.
Yeah, correct.
Which might sound very little. It's the reason that's such an important thing to note is the people that are moving here: British people, American people, European people, Indian people, Pakistani people, and these people are used to having houses. They are not used to living in flats. So the importance of these townhouses and villas and ownership of them. Okay, look, everyone knows that if you own a villa or a townhouse, your rental yield is going to be lower than an apartment, generally speaking. But, oh, my ankles are out. How Dubai of me. But basically, the rental yields are going to be lower, but the capital appreciation, because the supply
Be way
is going to
higher.
way outweigh the demand is going to outweigh the supply. And that's only by 2029, which is like we're halfway through 2025 now, so it's less than 4 years away. So it's something, I think, townhouses, villas, obviously everyone harps on about it, but is proven by numbers. And big apartments, 3-bed apartments. There's just not enough of them. Don't get me wrong, studios are bread and butter. 1-beds are bread and butter when it comes to your rental yields. You will get your best yields there. But if you're thinking long term, you're thinking capital appreciation, you're thinking what's going to make me some serious money over the next 4 or 5 years, it's investing in these villas and townhouses, in my opinion. Emar, Damac, 2 outstanding examples, like Damac Lagoons. Damac Lagoons, which is kind of handing over now. Like people are seeing like 70-80% return in 3 or 4 years on their Damac Lagoons townhouses. And they have Damac Islands, which is launching another phase soon, which I think will be the last phase. You can get into a townhouse there starting around 2.3 million for a 4-bed townhouse, which I think is really, really good value. Emar, you've the valleys around that 3 million mark. Upwards, then you had Oasis, was obviously villas, which went up in the millions, 20 millions, mid-teens. I can't remember where I was going with that. Oh yeah, just basically the amount of people coming here and the amount of people think there's a lot of handovers and a lot of stuff handing over, but it's actually not keeping up with the amount of people that are moving here. And the average household in Dubai is 5 people, which people don't realize that, because a lot of families, especially
Is it, yeah?
Yeah, I couldn't believe it. I genuinely thought it was a lie. But yeah, apparently, so what it is based on is like Indian families, which tend to live generationally in one house.
Yeah.
So they'll have grandparents, parents, children, and then
Everyone, one big happy family.
And they live in big houses. Like the Karl Lagerfeld villa I sold is 13,000 square foot built up, 5-bed. That's a big house, like.
Pretty massive.
Yeah, it's a mansion anywhere else in the world, really. It's a villa here, it's a mansion anywhere else in the world. But and there is serious demand, and if you have the money that you can start to dip into that market, there's like serious returns are going to be made.
And it's not even just the big 5-bed villas, it's the smaller 3-bedroom townhouses as well in the locations you mentioned.
Something with a garden.
Exactly.
Something with a house and a garden that's not in an apartment block, because that's what British people will want to live in. And we say British people, it's just an easy example, isn't it? British people are not the same as Irish people. Irish people can obviously move over here too, and they're going to want it. Nobody lives in apartments with their kids really in Ireland. It's very rare. So yeah, I think that's something that's like a market that's going to really, really get eaten up by smart investors over the next couple of months. And there's going to be loads and loads of nice new launches that we're going to sell a lot of, I'd imagine.
Boom.
Yeah, and I think it's just... Yeah, I think it's a no-brainer when it comes to the numbers. Obviously, what you said about the IFC is like super important. Abu Dhabi is another prime example of like somewhere where there's just like growth happening constantly. We can talk a little bit about Ras Al Khaimah, which a lot of people will have heard of. Neither of us particularly focus on it that much. Don't love it, don't hate it. Based on the Wynn Casino, so it's Al Marjan Island with a Wynn Casino at the end of it. A lot of like branded residences, seaside living, holiday homes, Airbnb is going to be that direction. I think betting all your money on a Wynn Casino is a little bit, excuse the pun, is a little bit crazy, because I do think if RAC got a gambling license, Abu Dhabi will get it.
So will Dubai.
And so will Dubai. So obviously we don't know when, but I think like putting...
The Sheikh of Dubai met with the CEO of MGM this month.
Well, I think they're boys anyway, aren't they?
So, well, the MGM are building a hotel
in Abu Dhabi.
No, in Dubai, in Jumeirah.
Oh, really?
Beside the Burj Al Arab, yes. So they're building a hotel anyway. There's just no casino gaming license. So the facts are actually, so Ras Al Khaimah are building there. It's fully confirmed they have the gaming license.
And they're halfway up.
They're halfway up.
Wynn is like
it'll be
halfway
done
built,
in 2027. Yeah. But they have a 5-year exclusive in the UAE to operate and run that casino. So you'll at least have 5 years where that's the only casino in the UAE. But I imagine if public perception is well with the casino and it operates well, it's coming to the rest of the Emirates as well. I think, personally.
And in regards to like the whole casino thing, so people will probably ask like, does it matter that Dubai is getting a casino? And I think it matters so much. So if you're in, let's say, Europe, and you want to go to like a mega casino, you've got Vegas, which is
ages away.
Miles away. Pretty fucking far. You've got Macau, which is pretty far the other direction. And you've got Monaco, which isn't really the same kind of thing. Because you can go to Vegas and you can gamble $1 at a time. I'm pretty sure you can't do that in Monaco. I'm pretty sure there.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I've
never been
yeah.
either, but I'm pretty sure it's a different level there. It's not really like degenerate gambling casino. It's more like casino. You're not gonna win. And I think Dubai is going to be the perfect middle point for that. And also, I don't know whether this is true or not, but I've read this, that apparently Chinese passports can only go to Macau once a year. So if you have a Chinese passport and live in mainland,
for all the degenerate gamblers, they want to come to Dubai.
well, I'm just saying, if you're in China
every month.
and you can go to Macau only once a year, but you can come to Dubai as much as you like, that, or UAE as much as you like, that is going to cover that hit of gambling, basically. Like, so I think it is going to be super popular. Would I put all my money into an apartment in Rack based on the Wynn Casino being the only casino ever in the UAE? Probably not. Is it a bad investment? Also probably not. But I do think there's like so much opportunity. But I think eventually Abu Dhabi, Dubai will all have their own version of that.
Agreed.
Yeah. We decided something that's probably good to cover, and something I've noticed in my comments on TikTok, is like people want to know about the Dubai lifestyle, because I think people have this perception that Dubai is like, you know, Patek Philippe, Bugatti, Nobu, you know,
Flashy flash, bling
Yeah,
bling,
yeah,
everything's
bling.
high end. Yeah.
yeah, and it's just not. It's like, it's there and it's evident and it's very inspiring. Like I see supercars every day. In my building, like in where I live, and it's not like I live in the most expensive place. It's a nice apartment, but like there's a Lamborghini Urus and a Bentley and a Brabus in my building, in that people that live there own. So I think like obviously it's here, but like the Irish culture, GA clubs, you're in a GA club, right?
Yeah, play with Dubai Celts, hurling club.
Yeah.
We have
Irish bars. Like, okay, let's just keep it very Irish. There is Guinness here in a lot of places.
Oh, there's a lot of Guinness.
There's a lot of Guinness here.
It's not the best Guinness.
I've never drank one.
Have you?
I've never drank a Guinness in Dubai.
I will say you're not missing out on much.
That's
but it's a
why
bit
I've never drank
blasphemous
it.
that you're not drinking at least one.
Years and years ago, I was like 16, 17. I went to Thailand. My uncle lived there. I went with my family.
Okay.
And I had a pint of Guinness there. And it was so disgusting that I was like, I'm never drinking Guinness outside of Ireland again. Now, I've broken that. I've had it in London.
Was it good?
No. But I've never had it
But you drink
here.
Guinness back home in Ireland?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. I drink Bulmers here. I've actually, which is...
Magners.
That's the blasphemy. So I call it Magners here. Bulmers is made where I'm from. Like Bulmers is made in Clonmel.
Okay.
Like the apple farm where the Bulmers apples are grown.
I can see the apple trees from my bedroom window.
No,
that type of
literally.
thing,
When
but-
I was driving to school growing up, I passed one of the orchards.
Yeah.
Orchards? Apple orchards?
Yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah. And I do drink Bulmers here. I do sometimes call it Magners, which is so bad. That's so bad. But anyway. Pork.
Yeah, you can get a fry up in any of the Irish.
Any of the Irish bars. There's like some of the English kind of places, like golf clubs. You can get pork. Italian restaurants. Mm-hmm. Some of them, the good ones will do pork. Obviously, like pig in Italy, super like common.
Yeah, the golf clubs is a massive thing to say. Some of the best golf courses in the world are played here.
Did I tell you what I done on TikTok during the week?
No.
This Irish guy follows me and I followed him back. We'll give him a little shout out. I don't know if he watches anything I do. Golf Talk, I think is his name. Golf Talk O'Brien, maybe.
Okay.
No idea. Like,
Does he have many followers? Like,
I don't
is he
even
well
think
known?
so. I think he's like 500 followers. I actually don't know. Maybe he has more. But I really love his videos.
Okay.
And obviously, I want to get into golf soon. And he seems to be doing well. His videos are getting a lot of views. And sometimes, and I'll admit it, I comment on people's videos who are getting good views and give a little like, oh yeah, sick. Just so maybe I'll get a few little followers from it or whatever.
Yeah, tactical.
Yeah, tactical. And I commented, he put up like top 5 golf courses I've ever played. And he had like somewhere in Canada, somewhere in Ireland, I don't know where they were, but and then he had like his local one was number 1, which I'm assuming was like a shit one, I guess. It seemed kind of that way, like it was a joke, like it's the best one. And I commented like, oh, you need to add Emirates Golf Course onto that list. Obviously, never played on Emirates Golf Course. Never played any golf. I've never played a full round of golf ever. And people started commenting underneath it like, what? Like, not the best golf course, even in the UAE. Yas Links is way better. And then Yuan was like, yeah, not on the list. And I was just like, shit. So it just goes to show I should probably stick to my own lane. But anyway, Derek, you can speak more on the golf courses here.
I'm not an expert or a pro, but I played a couple. I haven't played Emirates. I played in Dubai Hills. I played in Jumeirah Golf Estates. The
Jumeirah Golf Estates
Club.
has 2, right?
Jumeirah Golf Estates has 2. Yeah, the DP World Tour is held there.
I went.
I believe you were there.
Had a
there
beer.
We go. Yeah.
5.
Had a beer. Yeah. Rory McIlroy was playing there. All the top golfers are playing there. So these are like all of the courses in Dubai are championship level golf courses. So yeah,
you've Trump, Dubai Hills, Creek, Emirates, and
John, I think we should do like a podcast series where we're like in the buggy.
Yeah, I'd love to do that.
Together.
Yeah, Strata, I've done one before.
Yeah?
Yeah, Arabian Ranches podcast on Arabian Ranches golf course. That's another golf course, Arabian Ranches one.
Come play some shit golf with.
Yeah, I'm
gonna
start lessons next week. So I'll do like 5 lessons and then we'll play a game of golf. But yeah, golf is a huge here. Paddle, like, I don't know if that's kind of in Ireland or not yet. I know in the UK it's gotten pretty big. It's obviously a Spanish sport, huge over here. It's
obviously
just
Kite Beach, the environment there. Lots of people go for runs on the weekend.
Yeah.
I think the culture over here is you do have the beach clubs and the stuff people are used to. You know, in Ireland it's notorious. Everyone just goes drinking every weekend.
Yeah.
So you can do that, but there's also very much a health and fitness lifestyle over here.
When I think Dubai, I think, okay, so funny, I've put on 10 kilos in 2 months, but I've been busy working. But it is like and this sounds so cringe. It's like something you'd say. It's like a hustle environment. It's like a health environment. But Joe, it
going to the moon.
It is like a work environment. You're working hard. You're trying to get better performance. I'm always trying to get more sun, because one fun fact about Dubai or the UAE, it's one of the most vitamin C deficient countries in the whole world, which is crazy because obviously it's so hot. But because so many people here avoid the sun, they actually have like vitamin D deficiencies. So I do try my best in the morning to either run or walk in the sun, just get some like 20 minutes of actually sunlight on my skin. Because obviously we do spend a lot of time in our office, in meetings. Like today, me and Dara are here for an hour. We're doing this. We're going to go do a little bit of watch shopping potentially after this. We're going to go shoot some video content. I'm going to a crypto event, networking event. So I'm going to be inside a lot of today. So I think it's important to get that sunlight, because one of the main reasons, as you said, you move here is for the sun. And fair enough, it gets hot in the summertime, but it's still important to actually get that sun, because you can't be just in air-conditioned things all the time. But yeah, the lifestyle here, we kind of went off track a little bit there. The lifestyle here can be whatever you want it to be, I think it's fair to say. You can live a very, very, not humble, what's the word, like a...
Just simple life, isn't it? Like, you don't need to be going to Palm Jumeirah every weekend.
But what's that thing like girls say? They're like, they live a like a...
Demure, is it?
No, not that.
I don't know. Every dick. I don't know.
No, Joe, it's like...
Candid.
Not even, but yeah, let's go with... It's not candid. What is the word?
I don't know, mate.
Joe, and they're like, oh, that's wholesome.
Ah, wholesome
Yeah,
life.
you can live a very wholesome life
Drink
here.
your matcha, do your ice bath.
Drink your matcha, do your
run.
ice baths, Joe. Play with your pet, like go for runs, go for go for runs, go for coffee dates with your friends, go for like, have a nice brunches, birthday parties.
Agreed, yeah.
You can do whatever you want. The book
The
clubs,
world is your oyster
library,
here in Dubai.
Everything is here. You can go, you can be as obnoxious, you can get a full Versace matching set, wear shit Tom Ford sunglasses,
Come on.
rent a Lambo for the day, go down Palm Jumeirah, smoke a big cigar. You can do whatever you want to do, but I feel like everyone just sees the worst or sees the flash side. But like I believe you can live a super, super wholesome life here and make amazing money. Opportunities are beyond. People you bump into, people you talk to. You will just see and bump into billionaires, people here that are really, really after building something special. And I think it's probably right now, besides the US, because I think the US has always had that and still has it. I think right now, besides the US, UAE is pretty much one of the best places in the world for all them opportunities. to literally live whatever life you
I
want
think
to
it's
live
the best.
with no
It's the
restrictions.
most concentrated. I think it's the best in the world. By
Most
far.
concentrated for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think I agree with that too.
We got 5 minutes left.
Okay. I don't think we need it, do we? I think we've pretty much
So
summed
we
up.
need to do an outro, don't we?
Okay, well, it's your channel.
I think we're just going to leave all this in as well.
No, yeah, leave everything in. Yeah, it's good. Yeah.
I mean, we're coming back to Ireland. Roadshow on the 5th of July. Me and Gino are the two best Irish real estate agents in Dubai.
Number 1 and 2.
Yes. we'll disagree on that. But we're coming back to provide an informational session about the entire Dubai real estate market. We specialize in off-plan and new build, but we'll give a complete overview of the ready market as well, about what the supply of units, what upcoming launches are coming, why we think it's amazing, how to avoid common pitfalls of investing here in Dubai, what traps to avoid. And we're going to go out for some beers afterwards.
And we're, like, I guess it's important to say as well, we are there to do business at the end of the day too. So if anyone wants us to come into their workplace, I think that's important to say. Like, if someone, let's say, wants us to do a presentation for I don't know what kind of business you might have that you would want this, but if you want us to come meet you, if you can't come to the event, if for any reason you can get like multiple people together to do a meeting, book singular meetings. We're going to be in Dublin Friday, Saturday, Sunday, probably. I'm going to be then in Tipperary for probably 5 or 6 days after that. We'll put all this up anyway. So once I'm in Tipperary, I can do Limerick, Cork, Waterford with ease. You're going to be in
Meath.
Dunboyne
County Meath, yes.
So,
but basically around Dublin as well. So
yeah.
for the next kind of week or two afterwards, if people want to book in meetings, meet in a cafe or a hotel lobby, more than happy to
anything we can do. Yeah, we're there. It's a business trip where we get to see our family. Probably going to do London for a few days myself afterwards.
So am I.
Yeah, so separately but together also possibly. If anyone is in London, because I know the huge Irish market in London. I also do have quite not a big following, but I do have a following from London.
Oh, come on.
So, well, if anyone's in London wants to meet as well, probably can book something in there. It won't be an event, but we can book some meetings in London. And we will have more information probably announced by the time this video comes out. More things set in stone. But yeah, 5th of July, come see us. Any questions you have, bring them on the day. Try catch us off guard. We will be ready. Ask us in front of everyone. As hard as you want, as complicated as you want. We're professionals. We will know. We'll be able to answer that.
We're going to blow the roof off of Herbert Park Hotel.
God.
We're going to have a badass session. We're going to get a run going in the morning as well. Strata fast. Yeah. We're going to have a badass run club.
We will be doing a run club. That's one thing we forgot to
Yes.
mention. So we're working with Strata Fast. I'm trying to get one of my friends, I won't say his name yet just in case he can't do it, to help run the run club on the day. We're going to do it probably around Herbert Park.
Yes.
Because it just makes sense. 5 kilometers, easy pace. Anyone who wants to come along, whether you're a runner or not, could be a good opportunity maybe for people who want to get into real estate, actually invest or agent
to work.
Yeah.
And
we're happy to chat to you then. Obviously, when it comes to actual event, we're aiming towards investors. But if you want to meet us on that morning, we'll be grabbing coffees and stuff afterwards. More than happy to chat. Or if you want to come out to the bar afterwards, again, we're happy to chat there too. But the event specifically geared towards investors and not potential agents, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Okay, Dara, do your little subscribe channel. And he's been to an Andy Elliott event last week, so he's all boom.
I'm pumped. No, I don't really ever do it.
Oh, do you not?
Cool
Okay, well,
outro.
please subscribe to Dara's channel, Dara Gilmartin on YouTube where you're watching this. Go check out his Instagram at Dara _Dara.
No, I've changed it to just Dara Gilmartin.
Thank God.
On X as well for the intellectuals. And then
for me,
Gino is the man on TikTok, on Instagram. You do have a YouTube channel
LinkedIn.
coming.
I do have a YouTube channel there, but there's no
But he hasn't
videos
posted
on it.
anything.
So if you just look up Gino Forte on YouTube, Gino Forte anywhere will get you to me.
Yeah.
Gino Forte on X, Instagram, TikTok, and LinkedIn. Instagram and TikTok are probably your best bets. And if you have any questions about the event, if you want to know, can you bring your friends, whatever it is, just reach out to us, message us, and we'll hopefully see a lot of you on the 5th of July in Dublin, Ireland.
Boom.